Everybody get your spells, we're going live! Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Welcome to another episode of Delve Requisite here on Proficiency Bonus. We are here this week with the crew of the Grimm's Folly, the Pirates. You will notice that our intrepid captain, Captain Macbeth Murderbeard, is missing tonight. So, the part of Macbeth Murderbeard will be played by me doing the Murderbeard impression, I guess. We rejoin the crew. In a bit of trouble. A little bit. You guys have left the city of Terra Libra, the Ordinum Librae, the bookkeeper's home establishment, after striking a deal with them to work alongside them to help bring down the potentially the Ignian Empire, certainly to work against the Brotherhood of Artanis at whatever nefarious plot that they are working towards. You guys, at the end of last session, you teleported out of the Ladrius Keep in the center of Terra Libra, back aboard the deck of the Grimm's Folly. You bid farewell to Mokral and his long-tooth orcs, with the exception of Gugnach, who has stayed with you guys as he had previously essentially dishonored the orcish concept of the Rochlar, or the immortal soul, by challenging out of turn and then losing to Nimue in a trial by combat. So he has stayed with you. Is essentially his path now is to travel alongside Nimue until such a time as he is able to restore the honor of his Rochlar. So he came with you. The other long-tooth tribe you bid farewell to as they are heading home with medicine and a lot of spectacles for their people. And you pass through a portal back to the deck of the ship, which should have been waiting in Naporia's harbor for your guys' return. The very last thing that happened before Murderbeard, the last of you through the portal, passed out of Ladrius Keep and to the deck of the ship, was that Torian Idrian approached Murderbeard, put a hand on his shoulder to hold him up a second, and he leaned down and he said, "I know that your group is averse to me meddling in your affairs, but I will offer you one piece of unasked for advice." And the piece of portentous advice that Torian Idrian gave to Murderbeard was hard to port. Murderbeard, the last through the portal, then came through to the deck of the Grimm's Folly as a cannonball ripped past the deck and shouted, "Hard to port!" as he ran for the wheel. You guys find yourself now in ship-to-ship combat, which is where we're going to start the session tonight. You are not in Naporia's harbor. You are in open ocean. There are two Ignian vessels pursuing you. You can see that they are light, fast attack frigates, which are a ways off. They have just now, from what you can see, gotten inside the sort of maximum effective range of cannon fire. So they have begun to take pot shots at the Grimm's Folly with their chase cannons. The ship has sustained a little bit of damage before you guys got here, but is otherwise in good condition. Apora Dazan was at the wheel, and as Murderbeard yells out his hard to port, they throw the wheel. The ship banks to the side, and you avoid a cannon shot which strikes the water where the ship had been. Apora Dazan then backs up off the wheel as Murderbeard skids into place and takes control of the helm. And Apora Dazan barks out to the crew at general, "Officers on deck," and a sort of a cry goes up among the crew of the Grimm's Folly as you guys return. So I'm gonna I'm going to put us right into combat as we begin here.
Prestidigitation, fireworks.
Yeah, okay, yes, hell yeah.
Good use of a first turn.
That's Thyxis' action. So what happens is...
That's the good emotion boost we need for whatever the hell we just found ourselves in.
So to refresh your guys' memories, and it's been a little while, ship-to-ship combat is a system that I put in place for this that's a little bit different than D&D's standard system. Y'all should hopefully have the ship spreadsheet up. Essentially, the way ship-to-ship combat works is every round of combat, all of the participating ships are going to re-roll their initiative. That will determine the order that they take their turn in. You as the crew.
Oh, sorry.
In the what? You as the crew. New plan. We're no longer fighting pirate ships. We're apparently fighting ghosts, which have just popped up from the ship. The list of your maneuvers that you guys can take are on the ship spreadsheet. You have 3 of them per turn to represent like the actions of yourselves and the crew, sort of like handling the ship. Just as a a reminder that those 3 actions represent like the crew handling the ship. You as individual characters also have agency in these situations. So like on the Grimm's Folly's turn, any of you who have something that you want to do specifically with your character can just say so, and we'll resolve it in whatever fashion makes sense. That being the case, the ship kind of rights itself as that hard turn completes. Murderbeard takes up the helm and sort of begins to quickly assess the situation. And let's go ahead and roll initiative for our first round of combat as you and these 2 ships are engaged with one another.
This is using our ship's initiative, right?
Ship's initiative, which is a -1.
-1, guys. Who's rolling?
Go for it.
Me?
Hey,
You!
I'll take turns, but you first, since you said it.
16.
16, okay. All right, well, hey, with 2 10s, that puts you guys solidly in the first initiative. As I said, you are not in Naporia's harbor. You do not see Naporia on the horizon. You are just in open water right now. The Grimm's Folly has full sails to the wind, putting on maximum speed. However, it is a larger, more heavily armored ship designed for heavy combat and not necessarily for speed. So the 2 ships you see on the horizon are definitely steadily gaining on the ship. What are you guys gonna do?
Oh, actions. Yo, guys. I feel like we should, Okay, what if we did evasive action,
I always
line up, and press the advantage?
I was gonna say press the advantage for sure.
No, yeah,
because I don't know that we can. Yeah. I mean, we could technically fire if we're barely in the range, but we would need to get in position first. So I feel like we should
line up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree.
We just got fired at, so we're probably in cannon range right now, right?
Yeah.
You're in cannon range. They are coming straight at you, which does not give you the widest target to shoot at them. So not a bad idea, to position yourself and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we line up and press the advantage, and then also... I'm getting echo from Michael.
You're?
Yeah.
Weird.
So yeah, we line up, press the advantage, and then just to save our asses while we prep to attack, we do evasive action.
Yeah.
Serpentine!
Okay.
We just shout at Captain, Serpentine!
He goes, "All right, everybody, hold on!" And he begins to wheel the ship. He starts to wheel the ship kind of this way and that. Steadily, though, he is bringing you guys around to face your broadside cannons in the direction of the oncoming ships. As you guys like initiate the orders, Murderbeard's like, hold on. He begins to sort of roll. Poor Dazan repeats your order to the crew, and shouts out, "Ready on the guns!" And that is going to be your guys' turn.
May I do something?
Yes, if any of you guys individually would like to do something, please do.
I just briefly, real quick, get the whole party. Murderbeard. Let's see. We can do 10 people. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 5 more. We bring Tea Kettle down. Apora Dazan, the orc, and 2 other people who are cool and have good vibes. Okay. And I cast Water Walk on them.
All right. So Tea Kettle, like, you yell like for Tea Kettle. Tea Kettle, like, her head pops out from the crow's nest, and she goes, "Coming!" And then, like, kind of leaps over the edge of the crow's nest and, like, slides down. You cast your Water Walk spell. Tea Kettle, like, jumps back onto the ladder for the crow's nest, and then, like, looks back at you, Sela, like, looks at the vague shimmer on the bottom of her feet of, like, the Water Walk, and then you see her, like, look at the crow's nest, look at the water, look at the crow's nest, and then decide to stay on the deck.
Don't fall down from there.
Tea Kettle's gonna decide not to go back up to the crow's nest.
Yeah, I feel like she doesn't need to be up there.
She'll stay down. She doesn't want to put that much distance between herself and, like, splatting onto the ocean with
whoever
water.
her backup is somebody who's clearly, like, not cool enough for us to know. I'm just kidding, but that kid can go up there.
Okay. They go up there. I'm not gonna worry about the
Tea Kettle in the baby Bjorn.
Okay. Alright, the enemy ships are gonna go. They are going to this turn, they both have to reload because they both fired their chase cannons, like, in the round that you guys showed up. So they're both going to take reload as their first action. They are going to take... they're going to take brace. And they are going to take line up. So that'll essentially, like, functionally nothing happens. They just gain on you guys a little bit as Murderbeard's, like, zigzagging. Means you guys are no longer sailing at maximum speed in a straight direction. So they close the gap. They reload their cannons, and they are clearly, like, you can see like on the distant deck of the ship, you can see, like, little sailors getting their chase cannons, like, lined up facing at you guys. That is going to be their turn, which will bring us to a new round of initiative. So go ahead and roll those ship initiatives again.
Let's roll this round.
Brittany?
Sure. So we did press the advantage, so I guess I get an advantage on this, right?
You get advantage on your initiative roll this round.
Okay. -1 for us, right?
Yep.
16 again, because I rolled a 17 on the higher dice.
Oh, wow. Okay. You guys will go first again. They rolled a 14 and an 8 on their initiatives.
Guys, I think we want to, like, fire at them.
Well, we prepared for it.
You did prepare for it.
I feel like we should fire at them.
You have, I believe, advantage on your whatever weapon attack you choose to fire at them.
Because we didn't line up, so that gives us advantage on the weapon attack.
So you have your broadside cannons, you have your ballista, and you have your mangonel.
Sorry, remind me. Do we have to do a separate fire for each of those weapons? Like,
Yes.
if we want to fire all 3, then we have to take 3 fire actions?
You take 3 fire actions and fire all 3 of those weapons at them. Theoretically, your broadside cannons can be fired twice in a round, but you would have to take the action to fire, the action to
Reload and
bring it around, I think. Bring her around. And then the action to fire again. Because you have 3 broadside cannons on each side of your ship. So you could fire the first set, have Murderbeard, like, swing the ship, and fire the second set. Or you can fire your, one set of your broadsides, your mangonel, and your ballista all in the same turn if you would want to.
Do they have roughly all the same range? Like the mangonel and the ballista, are they like?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get too granular
Okay.
about like ranges and stuff. Like I'm kind of just like either you're in range or you're not for like shooting at each other. Especially if we don't have like battle maps and things like that. It's too fussy. So like you're in range.
Guys, I really want to just fire, but I know we should also probably do something like evasive action or brace or
Yeah, I vote for
reload.
always one thing that like helps us next round.
That's true. We could press the advantage. What if we had
For-
fire, press the advantage?
That's kind of where that was my vote. I always press the advantage. It just feels nice to have that.
Yeah.
Like we can
So-
risk a hit and then next round if we can.
So what if we did broadside cannon and the mangonel
Yeah, I like the mangonel.
as the
Sounds
two
good to me.
fires and then press the advantage?
Alrighty. Now, as a reminder, you guys can target different parts of the enemy ships if you would like. They
And
have
we
different.
advantage on the shot 'cause
You have
we
advantage on one of your shots.
on the first one. Got it.
Different parts of the ship have different ACs, different amount of hit points. They are roughly the same as what is on your ship as a reference.
Yeah.
They probably don't have as much hull HP as you guys do, as you're an armored ship. And then the in that green box, the damage status will indicate if you manage to destroy / damage those particular pieces of the ship. You get that effect. I will say probably the. Oh, you know what? I didn't include rudder on this, so you're good. You can shoot any of those things you want.
Guys, listen, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we should use the advantage to shoot the mangonel at the helm
Yep.
and the cannon at I don't know.
Either the sails or the hull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we aiming for
Uh,
one ship or are we splitting it up between the two ships?
Oh.
I say one.
Aim for one.
Say we focus on one first.
Okay.
Try to get rid of the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're pressing we're gonna do the advantage shot with the mangonel at the helm
Yep. With advantage.
with advantage, and then we're gonna broadside
Regular.
cannon the hull.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll to hit with your 2 weapons.
Who wants to roll those?
Michael and Christy haven't rolled anything yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Christy,
You
you
want
want
me to
to?
roll with advantage or not
Yeah,
advantage?
I'll roll with advantage.
Okay.
So Christy's got the mangonel, or Nimwe's got mangonel. Fikes has got cannons.
Alrighty.
19 and 20.
It's a
Can I
crit with the
borrow that
mangonel.
19?
And a 19? Two
No,
solid
I was like, can I?
hits. Oh.
No, well, actually,
That was when I did.
actually, what's funny is
Cannon
I
is
did roll
+5
a
to hit.
19.
There you go.
Wait, really?
I rolled a 19.
Here we go.
So with a 19, Thixus, that's a 24 to hit for you. With a natural 20, it doesn't matter. You crit. So,
Okay.
Christy, that mangonel, you're going to roll me 10d10 bludgeoning damage.
Holy fuck!
And Thixus,
Where's
you are
that
going to
kid?
roll 3d10.
3d10, you got it. Okay.
I don't know if I have 10d10. Should I just roll?
If you take out the helm, we're good with that ship. We could totally just switch to the other one. 'Cause that just keeps them from
Christy,
moving.
just roll however many you have. Tell us
Yeah.
what the total of that first one is,
I'll
and then
take
roll
the
the
next
next batch.
Oh, that was a good roll, guys.
What'd you get?
Is it
Michael?
just 3d10 plus 5? So
No, the plus
I
5
rolled.
is to hit. There's just
Oh,
3
plus 5. Okay, so it's just 3d10. So I rolled 2 10s and an 8.
Wow.
28.
Okay, and what were you shooting at?
The hull.
The hull.
The hull.
Okay. So 28 points of damage to the hull of the first ship. Alrighty. And Nimue. Hang on, Nimwe's still rolling d10s.
Yeah, I'm still rolling. I rolled 3 dice. There's a 10, a 10, and a 5.
10, a 10, and a what?
5.
Okay, so 25.
Okay.
9, a 7.
34, 41, and 50.
Wait, what was the last number? Christy?
9.
It's at
Okay.
it's at 50.
Okay.
So
That's 6.
So I need 4 more rolls.
Yep.
Yes.
I don't know how we're gonna handle that. I guess I'll apply. Yeah, go ahead and roll. So the first 50 is going to destroy their helm. And this last 4d whatevers will apply the splash over damage to their hull.
Okay, so that's a 10, a 3, and a 3.
So 66. And one more.
A 1, a 5.
No, just one more. Just one more dice.
Just one. It's one more.
Oh, okay, so 67 total.
So 1.
67 total. So they take 50 points of damage to their helm, destroying it, and they take an additional 17 to the hull. So you guys line up the shot with your mangonel as this pursuing ship comes in, and they begin to maneuver around. Murderbeard, like, wrenches the wheel, sort of like spinning the ship into perfect firing position, and you fire off the mangonel. The whirling chain shot, like, orbits each other through the air, sailing across the distance. It strikes the helm of the... It, like, sails across the deck. It, like, just whizzes past the mast of the ship and, like, slams into the helm at the stern castle of the ship. You, from this distance, even hear the, like, cracking wrench of wood being shattered. Quickly after that, Fikes just, like, run down the line, and, like, you give the order, like, fire, 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 and the 3 crew members on each of your broadside cannons, like, strike the fuse, and your 3 cannons go...
Cannons, you scurvy dogs!
They fire the cannons off. The cannonballs whiz through the air, slam into the front of the ship, and it is badly damaged. You see it immediately, like, stops maneuvering and is now just, like, sailing on a straight course.
We can hit the other one now if we want.
28. Now, keep in mind, they can, like, use their turn and their actions to, like, repair that hull and get themselves back into the, get back into the action.
Can they? They can repair the hull. But can they repair the helm?
Sorry, not the hull.
Like...
The helm, like the helm. They can take actions to try and, like, get it functional again.
Yeah.
It's just gonna require, like, checks on their part during their turn.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep in mind, like, as long as they're not, like, fully disabled or sinking, like, there is a possibility they fix that and get back in the fight.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything your characters are doing with this turn?
I'm just helping with reloading wherever they yell at me to go, because I can't do anything at a distance.
Alrighty.
Alexis would like to cast a spell, if he may.
Oh.
Yeah?
Oh boy.
I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay, yes, good.
Smart boy!
Good idea.
I do have to roll.
I'm one... Oh god, what kind of flumps are you about to summon?
We're safe.
Like,
I rolled a 16.
Not to, like, split hairs, but, like, distance to these ships is kind of important for some of the spells that I can cast that could make a significant difference. Like, so what kind of range are you looking at?
I would say we're probably operating at the range of, like, a couple hundred feet in, like, standard ship-to-ship combat. If you guys tell me, like, we want to close the gap to get into, like, close quarters, you can absolutely do that. You just gotta, like, tell me that's what you want to do.
Are we within 300 feet?
Yeah, probably.
Guys, should I do this?
Do it!
Here's the thing, do I whirlpool or do I just eat them up in the sea?
Why not both?
I think I can actually change it. Yeah, you know what? No, whirlpool will make it harder for us to shoot them. So, the ship that we just disabled,
yeah.
I would like to cast Control Water, and I would like to do Part Water, which is you cause water in the area to move apart and create a trench. The trench extends across the spell's area, which is 100 feet. Wait, the range is 300 feet. And then, no, the range is 300 feet. A cube of 100 feet is the size of the spell. And I can put the separated water on a wall on either side. And then, next turn, I literally just want to drop it. And just...
Okay.
Can I do
if the trench is 100 feet, how far are the ships away from each other? Can you position it to get both ships in the trench?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, but if I am, I would certainly like to try.
The trench extends across the
It's a 100-foot cube. And I have 300-foot range to cast it.
I'm just picturing at like a concert when like the crowd splits before a mosh starts, and then there's just the one poor soul in the middle that doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah.
What's sitting there holding their drink? What's going on?
That's honestly me though. I get fucked up.
Listen, I know I said that like if we captured a ship I wouldn't kill everybody, but we haven't captured a ship yet.
Okay, so I'm just trying to like visualize. So parting a cube of 100 foot of water is, you're probably in deeper than 100 feet of water.
Yeah.
So like you're not going to be able to like part to the ocean floor.
Yeah.
But you can certainly like.
Waterbed.
It's also
Yeah, I was
not like it's also not big enough to like get the entire ship, but you can probably like if you basically just like rip a big scoop of water at like the front of the ship which now can't steer away from it, kind of just like you can sort of create the effect where like the front of the ship will just like you essentially have created the world's first and largest log flume, as like the ship will just like list into this this effect you've created, and then like we'll resolve that if you like then let it go.
Yeah, so I this is one of my like I can only do this shit like this is one of my 4th level spells. So I drop a pinch of dust from what's the place that I'm from called? Honorand. I drop some like dust and sand that's from there into the water, and like basically it looks like a big stampede of like water animals like forms up on the sides, and then they're just gonna next turn we'll get to that. But so there's a big wall of like water animals.
It rushes towards this enemy ship. Okay, that is gonna. So anybody else doing anything on their turn? Phyxis casts Mage Armor. Sela unleashes the fury of nature.
I think I'm just gonna be holding action like until I feel like we're getting close enough to be able to help somebody. So I'm just gonna stick close to the edge of the ship, I guess.
Okay.
I am just here for reloading everything.
In the spirit of Murderbeard, because I know this is a thing that he specifically designed this character to do. On his turn, he watches you guys like absolutely unload in this one ship, and he goes like, well, and he just then turns to like the other one, and like one hand on the helm, he like reaches into his coat and pulls his hand out, and as his hand comes out, that like gun forms, and he just extends it like over the helm past the bow of your ship, and he's gonna take a shot with his Eldritch Blast with his range of 300 feet and try and shoot the dude on the helm of the other ship.
Hell yeah!
Okay. That is an 18. That will hit. He's gonna do a D10 of damage.
Hi there, Smitey.
Ooh, he does 13 points of damage as he just like shoots this like spectral pistol. You see like the streak of the like projectile that it fires hurtles across the intervening distance and just like hits the guy holding the wheel of the other ship who like spins out and falls down. They get back up, like back to their feet, but like one of their arms you can see is like kind of dangling at the side. So that's going to be what Murderbeard does, because that's a thing I know he can do. Ship 1 and Ship 2. So Ship 1 is currently disabled. They had taken the action to line it up, which would have given them advantage, but I'm going to give them disadvantage for the fact that they can no longer maneuver for just a straight roll. They're still going to shoot their weapon at you, though, and see if they can manage to hit you. So that is going to be their chase cannons. A natural 1. You see, like, from the deck of their ship, you hear like, and like something on the deck of their ship explodes, and like no shot comes in your direction. The other ship, they're gonna fire their mangonel. That is a 19 to hit. They are shooting at your guys' sails.
Yeah, that'll hit. It's AC 12.
Yeah. So they're gonna deal 5d10 to your sails. I'm gonna use my app to speed this process up so that. Ooh.
Okay, I will edit the HP in the sheet.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear.
What's the D10? They deal 29 points of damage to your guys' sails. Specifically to like the mast, as this like chain shot that's similar to what you guys fired, though you like threaded the needle between their masts and hit the stern castle. They fire a chain shot into your guys' sails, and the like crack of like shot and chain and splintering wood echoes out across the deck of the ship. A bunch of like wood and bits of like canvas and stuff like rain down on everybody's head. Everybody kind of like ducks for a moment. And then they're going to use their second action to bring her around, and then they're going to fire again and shoot their broadsides at you. Shooting for your hull. A 7 is not going to cut it. So they fire off cannons. You hear like a cannonball splishes in the water short. One like rockets across the deck. Several sailors like whoa duck down. Nobody seems to be hit. The third one goes wide somewhere that you guys don't see. That is both of their turns. I guess the other ship does technically have 2 actions, so they're gonna reload, brace, and that's it. They already took an action to fire. So reload, they'll reload, and they'll brace, because they can't do anything that involves maneuvering their ship as their helm has been disabled. Alright, initiative for round 3. Oh god.
Who wants to roll initiative?
Wait.
You still have advantage, I believe, right? You took the action to press the advantage?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do it again.
Yeah, why not?
Oh no. Wait, advantage? Okay, good.
Advantage.
Okay, 15. Jesus Christ, that first roll was a 4.
15. Okay. So you guys and ship number 2 have tied your initiative, so you guys will both go simultaneously. And I think because you did not win the initiative round, you do not have the ability to continue to press the advantage. You'll have to win another initiative.
No.
So you guys, for the sake of like keeping it simple, you guys can tell me what you're going to do with your round, and then I'll tell you what they do, but you guys basically will act simultaneously. And then the disabled ship will go last as they roll a 5.
Are we still, like, positioned properly to shoot at them?
The ballista, but everyone else needs to reload.
You can fire the ballista. You have to reload the mangonel. You have to reload the broadsides on the side that you shot. So you could use bring her around to turn the other way and fire the other set of broadsides if you wanted to.
I think
we need to reload something.
Yeah. I feel like we should reload the mangonel. Bring her around. And evasive action.
Yeah, I want to get some wiggle room because they took a good chunk at our sails, so.
Or line up. But evasive action will protect us.
You know I always go the protection route, so I leave it to the group.
I'm
Sounds
torn.
good.
I like both. I'll
Michael.
go. Yeah, Michael, do you have a preference whether it's like evasive or line up?
Give ourselves advantage or give ourselves more AC?
Hmm.
I'm torn. I like both ideas.
I'd go. Let's go AC this round.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll
I don't
reload
like
the
that.
mangonel.
I don't like that low AC on our sails right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reload the mangonel. We bring her around and we evasive action.
Okay. The ship that is on your guys' initiative is going to bring her around to fire the other set of broadsides at you guys, aiming for your hull. A 24. Does that hit?
No, definitely.
Yeah.
50. Okay, so you're at a 20 right now AC because of your evasive.
Yeah.
So they'll get you. Okay. So they will hit you with their broadsides. They're gonna deal.
If they're hitting us, oh no, never mind. If they're hitting us, no, actually, if they're hitting us right now, the actions that we just took are not currently in place, right? Like the +5 AC. That's like.
I mean, in this instance, it's irrelevant.
It's probably not, right?
Because
Yeah.
they hit you anyway, and they're not going to be able to shoot another weapon this round because they have fired both of their other ones. Your hull takes 21 points of bludgeoning damage. 3 cannonballs strike somewhere below decks. You hear Anna Cromwell immediately as the cannons strike. She calls out. She goes, "Hammers! Planks! Let's go! Keep that water!" And several sailors run down below decks to go assess the damage. The second 2 maneuvers that they're going to do are going to be a reload on their mangonel, and I think they're going to take an evasive action as well.
Wait, didn't they bring it around first?
They bring it around.
Fired.
Oh, I'm sorry. They bring it around. They fired, and then they're going to reload the mangonel. They can't evasive action.
It's like they don't get. I'm like, don't give them extra.
Too many rounds. Too many.
I know. Yeah. I was like,
the guys in the disabled ship, they braced, but they're okay because nobody shot them. They reloaded, so they'll fire their mangonel. I'm going to give them disadvantage because they are. Did any of your characters want to do anything before I move on to them after your initiative?
Oh yeah, I guess I could have.
Oh crap! We have to resolve something, do we not?
What the
drop of the water.
This ship whose turn it's about to be is about to go over the edge of
The log flume
goddamn
edge.
Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess real quick before we get to that, is there anything else anybody was gonna do?
I'm concentrating,
Everything's-
so this is what I have.
We're
Okay.
still
Yeah,
at a distance,
everything's out of
right?
my range. Yeah.
You guys are
exactly.
you guys are probably close to maybe 200 feet now.
Yeah.
As you guys have basically turned around and are now sailing towards them.
Damn. Well, hang on.
Let me know when
Can
we
I-
get in about 150 range.
Can I try? I think with my longbow, I can go up to 600 feet at disadvantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll try and do 2 shots to the non-ship that's the non-Splash Mountain ship.
Okay.
Now, they've got enough on their plate. I want to go for the other one.
Although you could probably hit a guy on the deck easier as it's
Yeah.
pointed towards you.
Well, it's
Okay.
disadvantage anyway. It's just outside of my range, so okay.
Go ahead and roll to hit twice with disadvantage.
That's a 18 to hit on the first one,
Okay.
and on the second one, yeah, that's a 16 plus 8 on the second one.
Alrighty. So don't worry about rolling damage.
Okay.
As until we get to a boarding action type of scenario, shooting individual guys doesn't have a huge effect on I think what I'm gonna do is kind of deal with it in terms of morale damage and
Could I,
how
poke holes in their sails?
you
Or,
could
I could spend the action doing the fire arrows again instead of
I would
firing.
say a fire arrow on the sails would definitely do something. Probably
Okay,
just a
so
regular
then-
arrow into a sail is kind of inconsequential.
Yeah, they're not gonna do much. So I would take my action to light my arrows then, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's my turn. Don't ignore what
Okay.
I shot. I won't actually hit anything this
Okay.
round then.
In my mind, Nimue has like lit these 2 arrows and has like laid down on the deck and has the bow like in her she's got the bow like on her feet, and she's like she's laying on her back holding the longbow with her feet and like pulling the arrow like this into her chest to then like let it go to try and shoot this thing
having, like,
600 feet towards somebody.
Like one of those really, really tall Yumi bows, and she's just pointing it like directly up. That's my
I picture Gugnock holding the bow for her and
Oh my
her
God.
pulling the arrow.
Yeah,
All right,
that's my action.
cool.
Splash them, Sela. Splash
All
them.
right, then on their turn. So what is going to happen is, since they cannot maneuver, they cannot do anything about this. The ship is going to just sail over the crest and drop. The nose is going to drop 100 feet, basically. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
so. They're
And then
gonna
I
hit the
wanna-
ground.
I want
Go
to,
ahead.
like, because I can, with the part water, I can, it says the trench remains until the spell ends or I choose a different effect. The water then slowly fills in the trench over the course of the next round until the normal water level is restored. So basically, all of the water that I've, like, pulled up out of this trench will then fill back up over the next round.
Okay.
So once they fall down, I basically want these, like, two, like, waves of water that are there to then they turn into, like, 2 big dire wolves and, like, lunge at the ship and they cover it with a bunch of water.
So the ship lists and hits like the bottom of this trench of water. This like you see this huge like geyser goes up. The ship takes 35 points of damage to its hull from the drop.
And as part of this, because in order to do that, I have to change the effect. I would like to let me think about it. Carry on. I'll
Okay.
tell you what the next effect is soon.
All right. Well, that's gonna be. I think I'm gonna have them do nothing with their turn, except. Like they're doing something, but it is nothing that has effect on you guys as like a ship-to-ship
hanging
situation.
on.
They're dealing with some shit over there right now.
They're all
So they're
hanging
not
on,
gonna
going,
take-
I didn't want to get on the ride.
They're not gonna take any actions.
So as the water like crashes down over them, then the water that's underneath, I'm doing something different. So
Okay.
the water that's underneath the other ship begins to look like a bunch of those giant constrictor snakes that I turned into, and I'm gonna redirect flow to make the water go backwards to slow them down. So that it's like in the same spot, but the water is flowing like the opposite direction that they're going.
Okay, you're able to like move the effect of this spell to like 200 feet to
Yep.
the right or
It's
whatever.
so I have
Okay.
the spell has a 300-foot range, so as long as I'm within 300 feet of them, I can do it. It's a 100-foot cube of the effect, and I just have to take an action on my turn to either repeat the same effect or choose a different one.
Okay.
So the parting collapses because I'm switching to redirect flow.
Gotcha.
So now a bunch of like water snakes are like pushing
Cool.
against
Okay.
the other ship.
So cool.
Then we'll deal with that when we get to their next initiative. Actually, we'll deal with that right now. I'm gonna give them disadvantage on their initiative. So it's a fourth round of combat. We'll roll our initiatives again. I'm gonna deal the additional damage to the other ship as this new water effect takes place, and then we'll see what happens. Then.
Michael or Christy, roll initiative.
Michael, go.
Go, Michael, go.
Yay! Do we have advantage or disadvantage or anything?
No, just
Straight
regular.
advantage.
It's -1.
Oh boy.
They have both of them have disadvantage, and both of them do badly.
We did badly too. That's a 3.
Okay. Oh, you're last. With disadvantage, they're on a 5 and an 8.
This is what happens when you let me roll anything.
It's okay.
We still
we
love
can't win them all.
Can't win them all. You about to win this one though, because let's do some damage with this. Let's see. What's the difference? Does this make sense?
You're the DM.
Does
It
40
makes sense.
seem like a reasonable amount of damage? Yeah. So this ship lifts to the bottom. It sort of like hits like the front end of the ship, like nose dives into the water below the effect of your spell, and then the buoyancy of the ship sort of like pops it back up. So it like comes up, like the ship gets like legitimately airborne, not by much, but like a little bit, and then like slams back down right as like this pack of like galloping aquafis wolves like just like crush down on top of the ship, and you guys hear like an ear-rending like the hull cracks, and the ship is sinking, fully disabled. They are out of the fight. The other ship, even with their disadvantage, they're going to take their 3 turns to figure out what I did with the spreadsheet. They're going to take their 3 turns, and they are going to... Oh, I got onto a different page. I'm like, where are all the combat maneuvers? So they have reloaded their mangonel. They'll fire their mangonel. That's a 19. Are you guys currently in your
what are they
boosted
firing
AC
at?
round? They're
Yes.
shooting your sails again.
They're still gonna hit our sails.
Still gonna
They
hit,
will
even with the
success.
plus. Did we do the plus
Yeah.
5?
Yeah, we did evasive
Oh,
defense in our last
yeah,
round.
it would have been a 17.
Yeah,
So they will just manage to get the sails. So they're gonna do
Rude.
5.
This is why I don't like it.
Damage.
It's fine. It's fine. No, listen, they're not destroyed yet. They're not destroyed yet.
Those
They
those
are our
sails
fancy-
that we
Another-
went
They're our
back
fancy
for.
sails.
Wait,
they are
hold on,
magical.
wait.
Another 28 points of damage to your sails.
Just as a note, we took over 25 points of damage on the last hit to our sails, and so we should have had another -2 initiative and lost 15 feet of movement.
Oh,
So now this one, how much damage was that?
that was another 28 points of damage.
So we will
So
now
there's
have
another,
another -2 and lose another 15 feet.
So
I
the 50
apologize,
feet
I
movement
just noticed
doesn't.
that.
It's all right. I wrote the rules and I didn't remember. 15
So
feet.
our initiative would have
clearly-
been 1 then.
That's good. Clearly does not matter. 15 feet of movement speed. We've obfuscated that part of it. But yeah, you have some significant penalties to your AC now because your ship's the sails actually seem to be in okay condition. They haven't done much damage to the sails themselves. They have jacked up a bunch of your like rigging and in one of your masts. Is,
Yeah,
like, has
you
a
said it. I'm
large
sorry, you said
crack
it was
running out.
27, right?
28 points of damage this time.
Oh, fudge knuckles.
Mm.
I think that brings you down to like what, below
43.
50, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With their second and third actions, they are going to. They're going to press the advantage. I had the other guys go first, but that's because I was going to sink their ship. These guys technically won the initiative. So they're going to press the advantage, and they are going to... they're going to brace. And what I will say is they... It is not nearly as heavy duty as the one on the front of the Grimm's Folly. They do have a naval ram. They look like they are lining up to ram you.
Oh no.
So they are rapidly, like, they're sailing against the current of the water, but they are angling to try and, like, they're kind of trying to, like, angle themselves so that they have to fight the least amount against the, like, the riptide that Sela is making, and they are trying to make for the ship, and they're gonna try and hit you guys broadside with their ram.
How far away are they now?
They'll probably close to about 100 feet this round. So, like, next round they'll be in range to like, get in and hit you. But they are definitely in range for, like, more close range combat at this point. That's what they're going to do.
How? I don't know.
So they fired, they braced, and they lined up to give themselves advantage on their next attack. Which, by the looks of it, is going to be with their boat. That is going to bring us to round 5 of combat. It's just you and this other ship now. The first one is actively sinking. They have advantage.
Wait, we didn't get to go.
Oh, you
We
didn't
didn't
go?
get to go
Oh,
on
I
that
forgot
last
you
You're
guys.
last.
I'm so used to you guys
We're
being
last.
first. I thought you had gone.
Last.
It is your turn. Yes. Sorry.
Listen, guys. I think that we should also ram them, and I can move the flow of the water under us to make us faster while hitting them.
Murderbeard is like, say no more, and he's like, your ship begins to like turn to face right at them.
As long as we brace as well.
Oh yeah, we will need to do that.
Like I have a question. If we can, it sounds funny in my head, but like I know it makes sense technically. But brace and evasive action and ram, so like we reduce damage by 25%.
The evasive action will not help you, because like
we're
there
going
is
right
no
out.
there like
Yeah,
your ships
that's why I was
hit
like, it
each
doesn't
other,
sound right.
just auto damage gets dealt. Brace,
that's why I was like, it doesn't make sense. Yeah,
brace will reduce the amount of damage you take for sure. Evasive action will not do anything to help you here.
Actually, I don't think I can. As per the way the spell is written, I cannot. I'd have to choose a different effect before I can put it underneath us, so I can't get it in this turn.
I mean, here's what I'll say: you're already doing the effect, creating a large area of water that is pushing against them, which means it will be going in the direction to help you guys. So like, I'm fine saying you guys sail into that. And, like, they're struggling against it, and as soon as you hit it, it's like hitting the boost ramp in Mario Kart. Your ship will, like,
yeah,
accelerate forward.
Yeah.
So what? Okay, so if we're doing brace and ram, fine. What's our third thing then?
Don't we have cannons that we could reload?
We can reload the cannons.
The cannons are
just
positional. You are not in the right. You're not in the right configuration.
We could fire.
You could fire your ballista. I believe is the only thing you can.
We can fire our
The mangonel is not reloaded.
Or we could
yeah,
reload.
because we still need to reload.
Did we?
No, we reloaded the mangonel. We did not reload the cannons.
We reloaded the mangonel on our last round. Right, we did bring our round and evasive. We didn't shoot yet.
Okay.
So we could do
fire the
brace.
mangonel with the ram on the front of the boat.
On their boat,
I think you can target the ram because you can target it on our ship.
It just has a really high AC.
It does.
So the way that the ramming basically gets done is you guys are you guys hit each other and both ships take a butt ton of damage, and then like your ram soaks up damage, and
before it hits our hull.
Before it will start damaging your hull.
Okay, got it.
So you don't really need to like aim. You don't really need to like target a part of the ship with the ram. You just hit the ship.
No, he was saying target their
saying
ram
target it to remove the ram, so it wouldn't do as much damage to our ship.
Okay,
you know?
yes, that does.
I mean, I know they'll still ram us. You know, they'll still take damage, but at least we don't have this massive thing like trying to pierce the side of the hull or something like that.
Sure.
You know.
Does that sound like a fair plan to everybody?
I feel we could try it. Let's see what happens. Because if we reduce how much they can soak with their ram, then
or do the helm so it can't move.
Yeah.
Let's shoot the ram. Let's freaking see what happens.
Okay. With the mangonel?
Yeah.
All right. Who's rolling for it?
You roll for it.
Okay. Mangonel first. Okay.
I've got a backup plan too. I have no idea if it's gonna work, but I can try it.
I got a 24. I got a 19 on the dice. Plus 5 to hit. Right.
So then it's 5d10 bludgeoning.
Right.
Our sails are not good, guys.
I know. That's why I don't look. 5d10, right, Matt?
5d10. Sorry, okay. I'm reading the rules for ramming here. That
it can soak ramming damage up to its hit points.
I'm more concerned about how much damage you're going to do to them with the ram when you hit them.
Oh.
There's a...
I don't see that in here.
It's in the description of the combat maneuvers for ram. You accelerate and attempt to ram another ship. The defending ship will roll to be 8 plus your guys' initiative modifier.
Oh, our initiative modifier is ass.
Is bad. They'll still take half damage, even if they miss. I probably need to, this is like a bastardization of of what's in the Salt Marsh book, and I don't think it's very good. So I may just what's your mangonel damage?
61. I had to do math. I'm sorry.
Wait, from 5d10?
Oh wait, I rolled extra.
I was
sorry.
like,
I did. For some reason, I just did.
Holy shit! She did
sorry.
11 extra damage somehow.
Sorry, my brain automatically did the 10d10 from when Nimue crit. So hold on, let me just re-roll it then. So still pretty good already. Hold on.
Yeah.
My brain broke.
I'm very good at mental math. If you want to listen,
I'm not, but I'm doing okay. I need to work on my math skills. Okay. 37.
37.
Nice.
Okay. Not quite enough to disable their ram, but you badly damage it.
And that means it's less damage their ram could take before we hit our ship. I'll take it.
You guys basically are going to run your ship directly into the front of their ship. Okay,
bumper cars.
Bumper cars. They're going to attempt to evade you guys. They have to beat...
Our initiative modifier right now is -5.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I'm just going to then say it's an 8. I don't want to like reduce it to like they have to beat a... They have to beat a -6 because your initiative modifier is terrible.
They have to beat a 3.
We'll just call it the 8. They roll a 5. Those turds.
Guys, dogs for life just hit us with a luck point for the team.
Oh my god.
In chat.
I love you.
Thank you, Dogs for Life.
They fail to evade. They rolled a 5. I'll give them disadvantage to see if they roll a 1 because they're fighting against your spell. They don't. Okay. So they roll 5. They fail. So I don't remember what 1d10 times your ship's size was supposed to translate to. So I'm gonna call this.
Our size is large.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this 10d10. Go ahead and roll 10d10.
I have 10d10. Hold on.
Yeah, you roll those.
Your ship will take half of this damage soaked by your ram before it applies to your hull. Their ship is straight up going to take this damage.
5, 1. Eat. 9. 10. Okay. Okay. 15, 25, 34, 43, 45, 49, 52, 67.
67 points of damage to their hull. Your two ships, like, smash into each other. The force, like, throws everybody on the deck of both ships, like, forward. And then the ships, like, the momentum of the two ships kind of, like, begin to grind them past each other. Let's roll.
We each braced for 25%.
You did
right?
each brace for 25%. So you guys will take... let's see.
Here, I'll tell you what 25% off of this is.
Well,
they take 50 points of damage from us.
They take 50 points. You guys are going to take 25% off of 34 points of damage.
Oh, math.
Math.
So you do 30. It's 34 times 0.75. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's what your ship takes.
Yeah, so that's 25.5. So do you round up or down?
Oh, I've been rounding up.
So 26.
Yeah. All right.
And that's to our hull or to the ram?
That is to your ram. Your ram soaks that damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I loose my fire arrows?
Yeah.
Oh.
We are 74 out of 100 on our ram.
Damn disadvantage of the net 20. 19 to hit.
You don't have disadvantage anymore.
Oh, I'm not.
We're right next to
ran
them.
your ship into their ship. You're
yeah,
very
you're not
close.
You're no
We're
longer
right.
at
We can see
disadvantage
them.
range.
We can see their eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, well
you
then
could,
that's a nat
you
20
could-
and a 19 to hit.
Well, there you go. I was gonna say you could put your arrow on a guy on the other ship right now before you let it go if you wanted to.
Well, the nat 20, I want to hit their
Yeah,
mast
the
or their
sails. Yeah,
the
that's
sail.
fine.
Yeah.
Alrighty, roll damage, and then I'm gonna roll to see if they catch fire. Okay.
I don't like that sound.
How much fire damage? It's 12 main damage.
D6 of fire damage. 12 main damage. And then
12 main damage, 4 fire damage on the
okay,
first
so
one.
16.
Oh wait,
to
no, I
total.
have to double that.
Oh, yes, you do.
Wait, hang on.
So it was 16. We can just do 32. We can call it 32 damage.
Okay,
We can-
okay.
That's hefty. Okay.
And then the second one, we'll go for the guy at the helm.
Okay. Roll to hit.
It was
Oh, you already rolled to hit. You already hit him, so you just roll damage.
So that's 10 flaming arrow
10.
damage.
That guy gets hit in the throat by a fire arrow and is immediately dead. Because that guy is the same guy that got Eldritch Blast from like 300 feet away earlier. So he had like one bad arm, and then like he just gets necked with an arrow, and he's toast. The sails do not catch fire. I rolled a saving throw for the sails to see if they would ignite. They got a nat 20 on their saving throw. So fortunately, the sails don't ignite. But you guys are like on top of each other. I guess I'll give like any of the other of y'all like want to do something now that you are like fully in range of their ship.
I can do stuff now. I just don't know if I should.
Yeah,
Apora
you
Dazan, I
should.
will say, Apora Dazan, as your ships basically start to like grind past each other, you see a bunch of the sailors on the Ignian ship, a bunch of the naval officers are like rushing to the railing to the sides of their ship, and like they are preparing like ropes and like grapplings and stuff.
They're planning to come to us.
Apora Dazan goes like, "Prepare for boarding action," and like you hear that call is like repeated, "Boarding action!" down the steps, and then like a few moments later, your crew begins like passing weaponry, like swords from your armory begin to come up from below deck as your crew begin to arm themselves and prepare for deck-to-deck combat, if that's the way this goes, as your ships are now like locked into each other.
I will let the people who have not been in range first do something before I start getting onto more absolutely fuck druid shit.
I'm trying to decide what I want to do, is the thing. Because if they're coming to us, I might not run over there like a dum-dum on my own.
Crazy. Go stupid.
I'm thinking about it. Okay, I'll just say this for now. I run up with our crew to like the edge as well to like meet them. Like I'm standing like center with our crew, and I am. No, I'm gonna hold that. Never mind. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just ready to start slashing at anyone who gets within
Okay.
reach of Shikai.
Alrighty, then.
Like they're not getting on our ship unless.
Thixis, you do anything?
Ixis will get out the orb, and he'll start swinging his arm around it, and all of a sudden things will start to glow blue
Oh no!
out of the orb. And he's going to leave an arc of electricity out of the orb that's going to stop above as many of these guys that are next to the railing or within like 20 feet radius.
Sure.
And that arc of lightning is all of a sudden going to explode and shock out of the ball down towards each one that it can try to hit. As I'm going to cast Fireball, but I'm using my meta magic to change it to lightning damage.
Cool.
Yo, that's so cool. You just cast a ball of lightning on
roll damage.
They need to.
Fikes
That's
is over
a
here with the
deck-
Rasengan.
Yeah, Dex. That's Dex save. It's a 16 now.
No, Rasengan was a different one. Chidori? What's the lightning fist from Naruto?
I don't know, man. I
It
haven't
is
seen that.
scary.
Shigure, yeah. I was like, I know one or two things from one anime. Someone help me out here.
Nah, I can't help you on any of those ever.
They did bad. They did a bad job. Okay, one guy does
Man,
okay.
I gotta roll 2 twice. Oop. Oh, I did bad too. Only 24 points total of lightning damage.
Well, fortunately, there's more hit points than those basic sailors have, and all of them failed except for one guy. So like these sailors like line up and prepare for like whatever is about to happen, and then like. And like a straight up like line of Ignian naval officers just go like and fall like crisped to the ground. There are still like other sailors on the deck. I think this sort of like brings everything to sort of like a momentary grinding halt, as like 8 dudes on the deck of a ship just get like shish kebabbed. And then I think after like a moment of pause, Aporo Dazan sort of like regains their senses first, and like looks to you guys and goes like, "Do you wish to board?"
Yes.
If Scylla says yes,
Yes.
I'm in.
Listen, we're
Yeah,
I-
no,
we're not
I agree. I'm just.
trying to figure out what the frick happened.
So you guys are
Yeah.
like,
We wanna
yes,
end this.
yes, let's do that. And Aporo's like, very well, and then turns and is like, board, bring me their flag. And you're like, your guys go like, "Gah!" And they begin like ropes and jumping, and they like leap over and begin to enact a boarding action onto the enemy.
Oh my god.
The enemy
I'm
ship.
running with them.
All right, Rowan's going over. So
I'm going.
we'll sort of jump into a free form bit of cleanup combat here. Don't worry about initiative. Like, you guys are anybody who is like transferring from ship to ship. You know.
Gosh, with that, I mean, Thyxus is running over there too. Like he's, yes.
Well, Apora did say bring me their flag, so I'm picturing Thyxus is running for them now.
That's it. I'm going right for the flag.
That's just how I picture you. Like,
Oh,
I
wait, yo, I could take Thyxus up to their flag right now.
Please,
I could take
please
Thyxus up
do.
to their flag. I turn
Please
into
do.
oops, I just rolled something complete. Okay, ignore that. I did not rolling animal handling. There's no animals here except for me because I wild shape into a giant eagle
Handle.
and I pick
That
up
was a-
Thyxus.
That
What was
was a
your animal-
24.
what was
You
your animal
succeeded.
handling roll?
A natural 19 plus 5, so
You-
24.
You pick Thyxus up and like suddenly so we like just from like disembodied nowhere you just hear like, you raise me up. And, like Thyxus like, so I could soar with eagles as he like flies into the sky, lifted by you.
That's the animal handling check. That's the vibe.
Yeah, the animal handling was you as the animal to see how good you could handle Thyxus.
Yeah, so
And it
I
was very
bonus
good.
action into a giant eagle. I grab Thyxus like if I can, I want to grab him around the torso so that his arms are
sure.
free because I feel like if I do the shoulder grab, he's not going to be able to grab the. Yeah, I'll scruff him. I scruff him.
Okay.
And we are gonna go fly up there, and you know, as my action with control water, like it's just there. It's just sitting. I'm not doing. I'm maintaining it, but it's just continuing to flow in that direction.
Okay.
Thyxus would be screaming.
Why did that sound like the opening to Crazy Train?
All right. So
That would be fitting.
Nimue and Rowan, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna go hit somebody.
Okay.
Don't do that. Oh god. Oh god.
Oh shit.
I can't believe stream can't see those.
That's
I know.
amazing. I love it.
See?
Yeah, I'm
They-
gonna anime jump onto somebody. I'm gonna
Alrighty.
just come on down with my Naginata anime jump style. Just yeet myself,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay.
Can I see anyone who looks like they're more decorated than the others?
Yeah, the captain of their ship is definitely up on the stern castle.
I'm running
like,
for him then.
Near where like the helmsman with an arrow in their neck is like laying on the ground.
Running at him then.
Okay.
I would also like to do non-lethal, so I feel like she's holding back, so she's not activating any of her psionic abilities right now. This is just her.
I'm just as much as my movement as it takes, and if it takes me a dash to get
It'll
up
take
to
you.
the...
We'll take you a dash to cross from vessel to vessel, and then to get up there. But you can
Okay.
like you sort
I'll
of like
square up.
you like run up and you sort of like shove
people out my way.
Ignian sailors out of the way. Several of your guys' own sailors like come in, and like an Ignian sailor will like come and draw a sword, and one of your sailors like interposes between like cha, and then like moves to make room for you as you like weave through the battle. You run up these steps. You run past Nimue like Nimue lands like behind you as you continue to run, and like two sailors who are like coming in. She just like blocks with the Naginata's haft. Nimue, you can make your attack rolls if you would like.
Yes, please. Well, one was a natural 1. The other one's a natural 18, so I think the natural 18.
One will hit, yes.
Guys, what would you all do if I put us in a whirlpool right now?
Say we.
I don't like that ride. I get nauseous.
13 damage, but I will hit him with like the blunt end of I don't
Okay.
knock him out if I do that.
Yeah, you can. That 13 is not enough to put him down, but it's enough to
Okay.
like do some pretty hefty.
Cool, give him a
hefty
head
damage.
concussion.
Yeah, you like knock a guy in the side of the head. Oh, so blue. Because they are Ignians.
I love that you went flurry as
yeah.
you did that. That was you didn't even do it intentionally. That was amazing.
So Rowan, you run up you see the captain like sees you coming, and like steps away from the, they were kind of like crouched over the downed helmsman, but as they like see you coming, they sort of like step up and step away as the helmsman like expires with the arrow in their throat, and they like pull a sword out and take like a fencing pose, preparing for you. Murderbeard, Murderbeard will like he runs, he kind of like he like locks the helm in position, and as the ships are sort of like touching each other, the sails are getting kind of close to like knocking into each other. He shouts a quick order to drop anchor, and somebody quickly just like kicks loose the anchor. You hear it sink in, and your ship like starts to come to a halt. Murderbeard just kind of like goes over to the side on the stern castle of your ship and like climbs up his little stocky dwarven body. He like gets up on the railing of your ship, and he's like, vast, and he like pulls both spectral guns out and just starts like basically at random onto the deck of the enemy ship. Nimue, you like slash into this guy. He like, or you hit him with the Naginata. You miss the other guy who like parries out of the way and moves to like bring his cutlass towards you. But as he like steps forward, he goes like, and he sort of like falls to the side, clutching the like backs of his like both of his knees. And as he falls away, you see Tea Kettle holding two like backwards recurved daggers has just like hamstrung this guy. And as he like falls and hits the ground, Tea Kettle goes like, ah! And she goes, "Watch your step!" And then she like flips the daggers around, like looks for another target, and then like and runs off like into the fray away from you.
Hell yeah! You're my hero.
Sela, it sounded like you were gonna do something deeply unhinged. What do you got for us?
I'm picking up Thixus and I'm flying him. I have 80 feet of movement as a giant eagle.
Okay.
So we're heading up towards their flag. I don't know how high up that is, but we're going.
Probably in the ballpark of like 100 and something. It's at the top of their mast. I don't know how tall masts are off the top of my head.
Yeah, so I don't know how it works if I like. It says as an action on my turn, I have to repeat the same. I can repeat the same effect or choose a different one. So I think in order to maintain my concentration on the spell, I have to either continue with what I'm doing or change it to something else.
Okay.
So like I just am gonna make a whirlpool a little ways away, so it's not catching either of our ships, but I want them to see it.
Okay.
I just want them to see it.
All right.
Okay.
So it doesn't necessarily affect combat, but there is a whirlpool.
It's okay. There's a whirlpool.
Just in
and
all
it's
of, I want
just
everybody
going.
in our mind
Right.
palaces, real quick. Just keep in mind as we're describing the scene.
there.
Also, there is a whirlpool.
Also, yes, there is a whirlpool, and you know what? This one, it looks like there's some little flumps that are like spinning around in it.
Okay.
There you go, Thixus. And I'm just flying him up there.
Alrighty. Okay. On their turn, Rowan, the captain of the Ignian ship, is going to take 2 attacks against you. Ooh, a natural 20. And a natural 1. Wild.
Sounds about right.
They're
How
going to
far
deal...
is Rowan from me?
like a move action from you, probably like...
So within
20
30 feet?
probably within 30 feet.
Okay, I'll try and reduce damage as a reaction.
So with their nat 20... Oh, that's not the right dice. Ooh. This one.
Actually, can I do something really quick too, Matt?
Sure.
I would like to use if I'm able to, I'd like to use my reaction and spend 2 sorcery points to bend luck
Okay.
to take away that nat 20.
Okay.
Because I can
Do have to
roll a
re-roll it,
d4
or they
and
just don't get
no,
a nat
I
20?
roll a d4 and subtract it from what you
Gotcha.
got.
Okay, so they roll then with their 2 attacks.
And
nat
I
1,
rolled-
which will be a clean miss.
And I rolled a 4, so -4.
So they get a... So they get a 21 to hit, but they don't crit.
They'll
Okay.
still hit me, but yeah.
So they would have dealt more damage, but instead they are only going to deal 13 points of slashing, or piercing, sorry, minus whatever Nimue
Minus
loses.
6.
So you will take 7.
Yeah.
What did I say? Yeah, 7 points of slashing or piercing damage. As the captain sort of
Okay.
comes up, you come up with your sword. They sort of like cross blades with you quickly, but like and stick you in the hip with the tip of their rapier.
My tattoos flare like the bright aqua blue, and it kind of just like does like a pulse, and like she's like shimmering for a moment until the hit hits, and then
Okay.
it fades.
Cool.
Okay.
Alrighty. Nimue, you're gonna get attacked once normal and once disadvantage by the guy who got hamstrung by Tea Kettle. Whoa!
Oh, there goes that dice.
Dropped my dice.
It's running.
Oh my god, with the natural 20s tonight. Okay, well the guy that got hamstrung missed. Undoubtedly. The guy that did not get hamstrung does hit with a nat 20.
Okay.
They do, yikes, 17 points of slashing damage with their cutlass.
I'm sorry, I'm out of reactions.
No, it's okay. I use more reaction.
I use
Uh,
my
different nat 20.
reaction. No, I don't. I don't.
Thyxis, as you are
she's
being
too far.
carried up by a giant eagle to the crow's nest, a sailor like comes out of the crow's nest and like, well, and then like he comes up with a crossbow and is gonna take a shot at you.
Wait,
That one.
Phyxis or okay.
Phyxis.
This is not how I intended this
It
to
doesn't
go.
matter. The crossbow misfires. The crossbow jams. And they like, oh shit, and they go and begin to like try and reload the crossbow. That is everything of interest that happens. Battle kind of like goes back and forth between your two ships as well. It's not going great for the Ignians, as y'all did some stuff that was pretty wild to open the fight. But they are like kind of holding their own at this point. That'll bring us to you guys. What do you guys want to do with your turns? Nimue, you're currently fighting two people. Rowan, you're currently fighting the captain. Seela, you are currently like within distance of the crow's nest with Phyxis, where you see there is a sailor with a crossbow. Oh, somebody just gave me DM's inspiration. Thanks.
No.
Oh.
No.
who did-
Thanks.
who did
Jamie,
that?
Jamie,
Thanks,
why
chat.
would you?
Who did?
Jamie,
what
why
are
are
you
you so toxic?
doing?
Thanks, chat.
Jamie. That's okay, we kinda-
Can I tell just quickly? Is the individual in the crow's nest an elf? Would I know? Would
Yes.
I be able to see?
Definitely. I mean, like, these guys are
Yeah,
all
you-
elves.
Oh,
Elves.
elves.
I said elves.
I'm just
which
gonna
is
hit my
not-
two bullets
Elves.
with the two guys that I'm fighting.
Okay.
I'm just flying. I'm flying now. So the flag. If Phyxis is standing in the crow's nest, can he grab the flag?
Yeah. The
So-
the Ignian Imperial crest flies from the crest.
Okay, I'm gonna wait for the people that are on the bottom that fighting to, and then I'll.
24 and 22 to hit.
Definitely both hit.
Nimue tearing it apart over there.
8 damage to the first guy.
Okay.
No, wait, I'm doing this wrong. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I should be doing a +9.
Nimue says, and then
Right.
turns her Naginata around so that the pointy end is faced to the Ignians.
He's like, wait, this isn't a Naginata. This is a broom.
I'm looking at the longbow damage, not the Naginata. I'm so dumb.
She's like,
Okay.
oh my god, I thought this was my weapon that I've trained with for years. I was actually swinging this bow at you guys.
I've been holding
is-
back this entire time, guys. You guys should have been taking 4 extra damage.
Oh no.
Oh fuck.
Nimue has Phyxis' staff, and Phyxis pulls out his staff, and it's the Nagina. What is this? It's a
He goes, oops, Nimue! And then he just drops it. Nimue catches it.
So
That's why it was non-lethal.
That's why it's
That's
not
it.
lethal.
That's
Holding
why it's
back.
That's it. Definitely.
God, I'm
So
so
Nimue just like butted a dude in the cranium with like the end of the longbow on the first round, and then this round like slings it and pulls the Naginata out.
Yeah, that's
She's like, that one was a warning shot.
It was a warning shot. You didn't stay down. So that's 12 damage on the first hit.
12 damage.
Sorry.
The first guy, you just
Oh.
you basically just like eviscerate him, and he drops to the ground,
I
perished.
just want to give him I don't want to kill him. I
Oh,
want
you're
to
non-lethaling? Okay.
Non-lethaling. I want to take prisoners because it feels good.
Okay, so you like flip and you just like kabong him with the flat of the
Yeah, we gotta
Naginata. Like,
interrogate these creeps. Okay, next. Oh, 8 plus 9, so that's 17 damage.
okay, that guy plus the damage that Tea Kettle did. That guy is Is this also non-lethal?
Non-lethal. I'm trying
Okay.
to give them head concussions.
So that guy's on the ground, like hit both of his legs from like the
I
knee
mean,
down,
if
like
I
have
hit
no
him that
tendons
hard
anymore.
and he dies,
And you just,
I'm
like,
okay with it.
No, you can just like he's sort of starting to push himself up with his like hobbled legs, and you just like clunk knock him back down. Okay.
And
Rowan,
I
what
will
you got?
use my
Oh, go ahead.
movement to get up to Rowan
Cool.
and like flank for her to. Well, I probably can't flank for her, but I'll get up to Rowan for backup.
All right.
I am going to swing at the captain, because that is what I'm here for.
Yeah, roll the hit.
I'll answer his 20 with a 20,
Whoa!
which is also nasty because of my sword.
Oh yeah, you get free smite, right? When you
I get
when
a
you
free
crit?
smite. This is the first time I've crit with it since I've gotten it. Oh, it's gonna be fancy.
All right,
Okay,
roll
hold on.
damage.
Oh no, wait. You get to add smite damage on top of a. Oh, Yo,
Yeah.
paladins are so mean.
The
I love it.
the effect of Shikai is that when you crit with
Smite
it, you
is
can
so
smite
good.
without expending one of your spell slots.
Right.
Smite is so good.
So my slashing damage is 7, so doubled is 14. And
Okay.
then how do I smite damage? What I roll for smite again? Where's my smite? There's too much stuff in my sheet, guys.
Is it a D10?
I think so, but I'm double checking before I roll the wrong thing. Divine smite. When you have the melee attack, you expend 1 to deal 2d8.
Ah.
Oh, that wasn't that great. That's 7 total.
Did you double your damage?
It
On-
was yeah.
On the
was,
die?
Your 14 was doubled from your.
My 14
slashing?
was a 7 on that single d8 roll for Shikai. And then I just
Gotcha.
rolled 7 for the 2d8 just now.
What is your strength modifier?
Oh, right.
Yeah,
plus
you
2.
should get a plus. And your proficiency, right?
And your proficiency. You should have
Oh
like
my God.
probably a plus.
Your
like,
yeah,
5.
your
Five.
damage is.
None of
My
us
brain-
know how to make damage. It's fine.
Hold on, I'm
it's been
going to your
close, we've
sheet.
done
14
this.
seemed low.
So okay, so yeah, plus 5 on those. So
Okay, so you
So
rolled
it's 26.
I rolled a 7 on the slashing, and then
7
then
on
plus
the slashing,
5.
plus 5.
Yes.
Right, and then so that would be 24.
Right.
And then you did how much radiant?
I did 7 radiant
Plus
out of
another
the 2d8.
Plus another 14 radiant. Till
Yeah.
D&D 1 comes out, I'm rolling double damage on
Yeah, let's
Smites.
just leave it be.
Screw
And
you,
then-
Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
Because- Because it just happens with Shikai, I wanted to do this before I rolled. I was thinking this is what I wanted to do, and for the sake of we're taking prisoners, I want to cast Ensnaring Strike
Okay.
on him, which I've not done. Which
Is
from
that
the
a-
point that
Bonus action?
it's a one
Bonus
bonus
action,
action
right. Gotcha.
spell. And when I hit them with a weapon attack, Thorny Vines appears and wraps around them.
Okay. So you have
And
to
it,
make a save.
Yeah, succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the vines.
Rolls a 3. Sucks.
Okay, good. So he's restrained, and that also it says while restrained, the target takes 1d6. I don't think they take it on their first round. I don't
Okay.
see that here.
Um,
So next round he takes 1d6 damage.
That's fair.
But he's
Alright.
all wrapped up, so he feasibly swinging at me gets
Sure.
problematic for him.
So, see, here's what happens. Rowan, like, you kind of like exchange a quick parry with this captain. Nimue like comes up beside you. The captain's like focus wavers a moment as he begins to like adjust his stance to fight two opponents. But the shift in stance is not perfect, and you see the split moment that he like opens his guard, and you take your opportunity. You like whirl Shikai around the extra lightweight of the Naporian steel, like it makes like a through the air. You knock his rapier like to the side, opening his guard the rest of the way, and then you like come back and slash across him, and you like rend open his uniform. A gout of blood comes out. As you strike him, the very wood of the deck seems to like spring these like knotty, knobbly vines, which like come up and like wrap his legs and pull him down to like one knee. And as you like follow through with your strike, you feel like power radiate up your arm from the sword itself, and the sword, like the whole length of the blade, begins to like glow with this golden light, and you feel like your arm is just like almost like automatically it comes up, and you bring your sword straight over your head, and then you like instinctually you just bring it down. You don't hit him with the sword but like a lightning rod, you like bring this glowing sword up and you pull it down, and like a golden bolt of lightning just like manifests above this dude and like slams into him, knocking him completely flat, like on his stomach on the ground. And like the flash of light goes off like a star across the ship.
That was attack 1.
That was
I
attack
get 2
1.
attacks.
He's very much like on the ground at this point.
Is that
so
advantage
you will
to
have
hit him then?
advantage for your next attack.
Okay. Good. 22 to hit.
Yes.
So 13 points of damage. I remembered to do the extras. 13 points of damage on that. And how bad does he look? He's fine. Since he's a captain, I'm assuming he's a bit weaker.
He's not fine.
Is he gonna die?
He's not
if I hit
dead,
him?
and I don't think he doesn't look like he's in immediate like danger of like dying to death right now. But he's
death?
like he's not in good shape.
He's not having a good time. So I'll having brought Shikai down for that strike for the divine smite that just happens. When the next strike is like slashing it back up to bring it into like a fight position, and I'm just like breathing heavily, like, oh my god, what just happened? Because that hadn't happened with the sword yet. So I'm just like, what is going on? And I'm just standing there like, oh god.
Alright.
Nimway's like kind of blinking out the spots in her eyes, like, holy shit. I'm like right beside you.
Yeah, oops.
Just high beamed me.
Sorry.
Alrighty.
I would like to shout towards the guy that's in the crow's nest. Just a little bit of ways from me.
Yeah.
And I'd like to say, why don't you put all that energy to good use? And I'm going to cast Charm Person on him. So I need a Wisdom DC 16.
With advantage because you guys are fighting him, right?
Yeah, and he's an
Advantage
elf,
also 'cause
so
he's
he
an
doesn't.
elf.
And he's
So we
got
have
advantage.
advantage anyway.
His first roll's a 5. And his second roll is a natural 20.
Oh.
I was going to get him to take the flag off for me.
Damn, he could have handed it to you.
Said I didn't want to do it myself.
He responds to your attempt at charming him by, like, locking the crossbow bolt back into position and, like, ready.
I'm telling you, you're going to regret it. You are going to regret every bit of this decision.
Alrighty. So I think what we're going to do here is...
I wild magic too.
Okay.
Let's resolve
I'm
that,
holding
and
you.
then I'll tell you what we were gonna do here. We'll see how that
I
resolves.
rolled a natural
I
one.
was gonna put Thixus up in the crow's nest to grab the flag.
Yep.
Cause I can't really do a whole lot right now other than transport him. Oh, Thixus, what are you about to do to us up here?
Go ahead and give me that wild magic roll.
We're going into a ball of fire.
God.
Let's see what happens. That is a 66. Did I call it? Are we in a ball of fire?
Okay. You feel energy welling up inside you. And it kind of like starts...
Sheila, hold on. I don't know what's going on. Something's happening to
It
me.
starts in like the pit of your stomach, and it spreads out, and it like races down your arms and into your fingers and into your toes, and you're like, it feels like your every like cell in your body is like buzzing, and there is an energy of some sort is going to come out of you momentarily, and you need to choose where to put it very quickly. You have up to 3 creatures within 30 feet, which I think really is just you, Sela, and the dude. So you can pick up to 3 creatures at which to direct this energy.
You can do
no.
just the
I
guy,
will
right?
say,
turns on.
Yeah,
you can do just
can
the
I go
guy.
all
I will.
three to this guy? Yeah.
It's not all. It's not like an all 3 thing. Like you can just pick just him, and you'll
Okay.
you know.
The other 2, just for dramatic effect, I want to aim for the whirlpool.
Okay. Roll 4d10 for me, please.
No, the whirlpool's like 200 feet away.
It's fine. It's fine.
4d10.
Oh god, 40.
4d10.
I'm dropping him up there.
Okay.
After this, she's like, I'm done.
No, yeah, he's getting dropped up there.
I deserve every bit of it.
Gently. Also, you find 5 gold as soon as you land.
24.
24. Sela, like, you begin to, like, oh, something's happening. Sela, like, it lets you go. You're, like, dropped into the crow's nest, and as you are released, you're like, oh, it's happening! It's happening! And then you, like, and you sneeze, and a lightning bolt shoots out of your nose and hits the guy in the crow's nest, killing him instantaneously. His crossbow goes like.
I want to catch it in my hand.
Okay, well, make a dexterity check.
5 gold also flies out of his pocket.
Yeah,
5 gold
okay.
flies out of his pocket. This crossbow flies out of his hand.
Can I use my inspiration I got from Jason last time?
Sure.
This is so.
I suck at rolling. I'm terrible. That's
Oh my God.
dexterity. I got a 7.
A 7. You like. You hit the ground and you're like, that was rad. And then like you're like, oh. And you like bobble the crossbow like 4 times and then it falls out of your hands and goes tumbling down. You do manage to like oh, I caught the coin at least. You do have the 5 gold that you found.
Oh.
You're up in the crow's nest now alone. The guy is quite lightning bolted. There are just theater of the mind, everyone. There is still a whirlpool.
No, hold on. Actually,
It
there's
has some
not a
static.
whirlpool
It has some
anymore.
static
There's-
electricity. Oh wait, the whirlpool.
There's not a whirlpool anymore because I redirect I switch effects, I redirect flow, and I just wanted to like go up the ship, and I just want to because it doesn't affect any of the people that I cast water walk on. It doesn't make them slip.
Okay.
Everyone else I don't give a crap about. So there's just like water flowing over the ship. It's just coming like up and over,
Sure, why not?
and it just looks
That's-
like tentacles.
That's happening now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm flying around.
So I think what happens here, Thykes, is you are in the crow's nest. The flag is like right there. You're
I got my dagger.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody has a
Cut it
knife
loose.
in this campaign. You take your dagger out and you're just able to cut it quickly. You pull the Ignian flag down, and you hear like a cheer goes up from the Grimm's Folly. I think
wave it
what
back and forth.
happens. I think what happens now in the face of all of this stuff is the captain of the Ignian ship, who is like pinned to the ground under these like entangling thorn vines. Rowan, do you speak Elvish? You do, and I know Nimue does. Okay. So you two hear about like his face is like pressed into the floor as he's being like held down. He like kind of looks up. He can see like Phyxis in the crow's nest behind the two of you, like waving the flag of the ship. And in Elvish, he says, "This is not worth the lives of my men and women. We surrender to you."
Smart choice.
I yell that out. I yell out like, your captain has surrendered. Drop your weapons.
The Ignian sailors make a persuasion check.
Can I make it a? Yeah, no, I'm okay with persuasion. I was like, they're the same. Not bad. 21.
Okay. Several of them kind of take you at that word and sort of like stand down. Some of them seem like not quite sure. From the ground, the captain does like as best he can, sort of like raises his voice, is like, "Those sisters, I have surrendered to the pirates." And the rest of them then like throw down their weapons and put their hands up.
I grab Thyxis as after he has the flag, and like I'm just circling around. He cuts the flag off, and then I grab him, and we do a victory lap, and then I'd bring him down.
Okay.
Like yeah, right overhead, so his feet are like dangling. We drop it.
Aporo Dazan crosses over to the deck of the ship, and immediately begins instructing members of your crew to like secure the Ignian sailors, and like go through the ship looking for anybody like hiding out or anything like that. and then just like waits, on the deck of the ship, like supervising this for you guys to like do whatever it is you want to do here.
I'm gonna mind link with Apura, like while he's doing or they're doing that, and be like, "Why are we out here? Why are we away from Naporia? What happened?"
They say a little distractedly as they're like trying to oversee the takeover of the ship.
Don't want to. I don't want the prisoners to know that we don't know what's going on.
They say 2.5 days ago, I was required to make a decision whether or not to remain in the harbor of Naporia. I felt that this was the action that brought less danger onto your nation's shores. I would be happy to give a full debriefing when we are less tied up with pressing matters.
Alright.
For now, at least know that, to my knowledge, no ill has befallen your island.
Thank you. I will mentally relay that to everybody else as we're tying everybody up, just so the prisoners don't know that we're a little clueless in this moment. I want to like maintain the facade that we're in control.
I want to, with Nimue standing there, and I assume like everyone else kind of like circles up, or a couple other people come. I'm gonna take the captain out of the ensnaring onto the ship deck, but I'm gonna keep him held and tied.
Okay.
And I am going to keep a dagger to his neck as we walk through the ship to his quarters, because I want information on their stuff.
Okay. You sort of like walk him. He does not seem to be in a shape to like put up much of a fight. So you're able to pretty easily just, dagger, you kind of
I'm not
him.
like digging or anything. I'm just, I say to him, even in Elvish, I'm like, just a precaution, and I...
Yeah, he does not, even if he like had any funny ideas, you don't get the sense that he's like physically capable of like, it's enough to just be like making the walk to the captain's quarters is about all he's got left in him, from how badly you beat him down with that strike.
Can I de-eagle?
Yeah.
And I'll help tie everybody up. And because it's really cool, I use shape water, which is not concentration, on some of the water that's here. And I just want it to look like a bunch of big dire wolves that are just like snarling at them. And it doesn't do anything mechanically. It just looks fucking cool.
Okay. That certainly intimidates some of the crew who are being like rounded up into the center and sort of like tied in one big group to like the mizzen mast of the or the main mast of the ship.
Peter Pan style, let's go.
Alexis would probably go with Rowan to support Rowan, and before he does so, though, he'll take the flag and drape it kind of over the shoulders of Apora and say, "Here, hold this for me."
They sort of take it and say, "As you wish." I think as like Thixis goes, Apora will like Nimue to you and Sela. She'll like nod to the two of you and say, "If you wish to join Lady Rowan in speaking with the captain, I am more than capable of handling these ones here."
We know.
Thank you. I will leave you a Walter Wolf. It doesn't do anything, it just looks cool.
They nod and they say, "Very well."
Yeah, we follow Rowan and Lexus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys all go into the captain's quarters of the ship with the captain of this vessel. The captain's quarters are pretty Spartan in design. Like he does not have a lot of like ostentatious like decoration or ornamentation in his office. It's really just like a writing desk, a chair, and then like a pair of other chairs for like someone to sit across from the deck, and then like his map table and and a few of his other like personal effects, but nothing particularly like valuable looking, pretty austere in general. He sort of like walks into the room and just kind of like stops wherever Rowan stops him. He seems a little like
Beat up.
He's beat up, and like the indignity of like not being sure of like what to do in his own office as a prisoner in his own office. He's just sort of like, so he just sort of like has a kind of a blank expression on his face.
I'm gonna sit him down in one of the not nice chairs in the office. 'Cause,
Okay.
you know, there's just the captain chair and then like the visiting chair. He gets one of the visitor chairs. And I'm gonna stay by him, like a hand on his shoulder, so he
Mhm.
can't get up or do. I'm not suspecting him to do anything, but it's just more for intimidation and like kind of like worse, like or a reminder we're in control. And I just look at my friends and I say, "Toss it. Look for information." Because I'm not good at investigation, so I'm gonna let them all have fun. For now.
I will assist. If Thixis is looking, I'm gonna assist him because I'm not super good at looking. Well, I mean, I'm good at like noticing things, but not like looking for things.
Like, I'm
Mm.
gonna
I'll-
look, yeah, for like anything of like plans or notes.
I'm
or...
going to sit in the
Yeah.
captain's like main chair, like this guy's chair, and put my feet up on the table while I go through the drawers and I kind of look at. I'm assuming Murder Bird's here. I'm like, I got
Let's
here
say
first.
let's say what for I will handle Murderbeard. You guys hear outside of the captain's quarters. You hear like as a partisan is overseeing the prisoners. You hear Murderbeard like barking orders at your crew.
Oh, at the Grimm's Hall.
Like
Oh yeah, to like get their
To-
supplies.
Yeah,
he's
get our
he's
supplies
overseeing the like
backup.
the pillaging of
treasure.
their supplies and their
Cool.
ammunition and stuff like that.
Cool, cool. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
well then,
yeah,
since
yeah.
Captain isn't here, I'm the captain. Then I sit in the captain's chair and put my feet up and start going through the drawers.
Okay. Anybody who would like to can make an investigation check.
Thixis, roll at advantage. I assist you.
Oh yeah. Good. I'm glad. I needed it. I needed
still-
it greatly. That's a
do you-
natural 20 plus 6. 26.
Okay.
Information.
Yo, I was literally gonna say, hey, we have a lock point if we need it, but we
I
don't
was
need it.
legitimately thinking that. I was
I
like,
have
look,
a
this is
question,
what we're
I'm not-
here for.
Not super dumb, but +2, so 18 total.
18.
Nice.
And that 20 and 18. And did Sela roll?
No,
I
she
was
did
assisting
exercise.
Thixis.
Gotcha.
And I'm not rolling.
So Nimue, as you like rifle the desk, you find papers, correspondence, nothing that is especially like pertinent. It seems like it seems like personal correspondence.
Okay.
General like ship business stuff. Like letters to a quartermaster in whatever Ignian port they were last in, like requisitioning things that they needed. It's all very like generic kind of stuff like that. You don't find like the dossier that says like this is the big secret plan. Thixis, what you find is a lockbox in the back of the the captain's quarters. As you're searching around, you find that there is like a hook over by his like desk that has a key on it that you like take and bring over, and it opens the lockbox. And inside you find a pouch containing 150 gold Ignian regals.
Ooh, look what we found.
You sort of like pull it up. The captain like looks at you and looks at the bag of gold that you pull out and says nothing.
Is that everything in the lockbox? Just gold?
That's all that was in the lockbox. You guys do also find like the crew manifest, so you have the names of the 25 sailors that like man this boat and stuff like this. You find on that his name is written at the top. His name, according to the manifest, is Captain Alinar Gilmare.
Alinar.
I'll look and see if there was a name designated for the crow's nest.
Jerry.
Aw, Jerry.
I go for a quill and I scratch Jerry's name.
No! Oh man! Make an insight check.
Sorry. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's like,
That's
that
a
was my
16.
son.
With a 16, you get that prompt. Like that prompt on the screen appears that like Captain Gilmare did not like that. You see like his jaw tightens and his eyes go cold as you cross out names of like members of his crew that like definitely just got killed.
Look, I'm just being honest here. I mean, you need to have honest, up to date paperwork.
Perhaps it would speed this interaction up if you would tell me what it is that you want from me.
think that is the same question we have for you.
Exactly.
He like looks at you and he's like, I do not understand this.
You came for our ship.
Yeah, in Elvish, I will say, why did you come for our ship?
Oh, you
Who said
oh,
no?
you speak the language of the motherland. He says, he says, I have no particular interest in your ship, save that it was in the area we were designated to patrol and acting suspiciously.
Acting suspiciously how?
He said it refused
Oh,
to
the
answer.
magic flag.
He said it refused to answer any of our cells, any of our hails. There is an
Were we
enchanted
flying that flag?
As far
I
as
think
I know,
we're
that's the
always
flag
flying
that you guys
that
fly.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
He says, and when we tried to hail to approach you, your ship fled and led us on a pursuit.
Guys, I have a question for this person, but, like, I don't know if we should just go right into it, so if other people have other questions, I will save it.
I feel like we need context from Apura before we get fully into this guy.
I mean, I feel like... Oh, yeah, true. Like, why did they... Well, okay, hold on. Then my question might help.
Okay.
I will say in Elvish... The Armada that that is attacking Glasgow, what are they looking for? And I want to look at him very closely to see what his reaction is to the word Armada.
Can you repeat that in common for those of us who did not understand?
Yeah, I
what you
cannot
said?
catch anything in any of these accents. You guys are killing
I have a
me.
Jolly Rancher in my mouth. I want to ask him, like, what the Armada is doing on Glasgow. Because we know that they're, like, looking for something, right? We don't know, like, exactly what. Like, we have
you know
ideas,
that they had some
but...
kind of an interest in Glasgow, yes.
And, like, we're vaguely near... Like, are we near that right now? I might be...
No, Naporia
you're,
and Glasgow aren't.
I mean,
Never
they're
mind
close-ish,
then.
but you guys are like... Well, actually, you guys don't really know where you are right now, because you are...
That's what, yeah.
You were at Naporia, now you're not.
Okay, well then, so then to adjust, I will ask in a French accent that I'm not gonna do. Like, are you patrolling on behalf of the Armada? And I watch him very closely to see what his reaction is, to see if he knows what I'm talking about, and then tries to lie to me.
He says, yes, we are the rear guard for the Armada, tasked with scouring these island chains behind the main battle group for pirates or remnants of the Middle Indian Navy that still exists in this water. This is our task. Based on your ship's actions, I should say we rather hit the nail on the head with that one when we decided to pursue you.
Well, if you hit us first, we're going to defend ourselves.
He just kind of like grimaces and he's like, I believe we are past the point of these types of discussions. You have my surrender. What is it you intend to do with my crew?
Kept most of them alive.
We're not monsters like all of you.
Whoa!
Don't worry.
He kind of like...
I'm hovering behind him.
Yeah, he sort of like does this because you're behind him, and he says, there are half a dozen men and women who had families that were shocked to death instantaneously, and a ship full of men currently drowning off of our port sides that would suggest otherwise.
Yeah. I just shrug, because that's what they would do, because they were coming for us.
We will perhaps consider letting you and your men leave mostly unscathed if you tell us what the Armada is doing. What are they looking for?
Make a persuasion check.
Guys, can I use our fucking luck point?
Yeah.
Do it.
That's literally a natural 5, which would be a 4. Another 5, so that's a 4. And our luck point is gone.
He says, he says, you will have to excuse me if I am hesitant to believe assurances of my crew's safety at your word. I will require more concrete proof of good faith before I will consider.
All right, how about this? We all take a moment to calm down. You and your crew will be tended to. Any injuries? You behave. We behave. And then we'll talk again.
And probably also save some of those people.
Pardon?
I can probably save some of those people. I can probably get the drowning people over here. This
Water.
control water is literally the craziest
Okay.
spell. This shit lasts for
Yeah,
10 minutes.
I'll look at Sela. I'm like, if possible, we can save some of the men that are drowning right now. If we could work fast.
He looks at you as you guys say that, and he says, if you save those men from their fate from the other vessel, I will tell you what you want to know.
That's fair. We'll try our best to save as many as possible. That I promise you.
You'll make him stand up and walk him back out onto the deck since we're going to be headed out that way
Yeah.
for this part.
Okay.
And I'm going to tie him up wherever we're going to be in view.
Okay.
And for fun and just for like FUs at this point, I'm going to, when I pat him on the shoulder before I walk away, I'm going to do 5 points of lay on hands and just be like,
Okay.
it could be much worse. And
I'm
walk
going
away.
to take a run in full view. I'm going to take a running leap since I'm water walking. I'm just going to start yeeting myself over to the people.
Oh
Hell
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna jump. I'm gonna go over the side. Like he's tied up.
Okay. So we can kind of hand wave over
Mostly
that
for
part. That is,
so he can see that like
Yeah.
we're genuine and like we're
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to do
absolutely.
Yeah, we'll run
you
over
guys,
there and grab
You guys
him.
are able through your magic and your water walking or this. You're able to save actually a decent portion of the crew of the other ship. You probably bring back like roll a d20, and however many you roll is how many. Well, roll a d20 and then
Who should roll the d20? Each of us rolls a d20.
We'll
Whoever's
say
going
your
to go help.
d20 plus 5 is what you guys bring back.
Can I roll?
Sure.
Or do you want to roll it big?
No, you go for it. I
Up to
don't
the-
trust my dice
up to the
anymore. They
limit
just
of the
gave,
guys that are
gave me
definitely
2
tempted.
5s.
Don't let me roll. Everyone will drown.
Like just rolls a nat one and somehow gets a negative modifier.
16. Okay, so with a 16, you are able to bring back everybody that survived the battle. So you guys bring back like 12, 13 sailors. The captain of the other ship seems to have not survived, but you bring back a bunch of the crew and stuff like that. You bring them aboard this this ship, which at some point during your process, since you're like yeeting off the side and running around on the ocean below it, you see that it does have like its name is emblazoned in Elvish on the side of the ship. The name of this ship is the Carquen.
What does that mean?
It means
And how
it
do
is a
I spell
type,
it?
It's Carquen. It means nothing. It's a made up word I made up. We'll say it is a type of bird in like the Ignian language. It is a small songbird.
So like here's the thing though. Like when we get all these people and we're like pulling them along, if I redirect the flow, can it be like one of those moving things in the airport and it's like the moving floor
Sure.
and we're just people over
Sure.
we're just
Yeah.
Y'all
going
just ride that back up to the top of
Yeah,
the ship.
it's the luggage.
we just like the ocean
Gather
just-
them.
Yeah.
We got them and then like in a certain
We're
radius.
like we're like
stand here.
holding them. We're holding their hands behind us and just like dragging as we slide. Sorry, I got the sillies tonight.
There are luggage. Oh my god, that's so cute.
No problem. Yeah, you bring you're able to bring them back. No problem. So you have you rescued a handful of those sailors. Brought them
Thank
onto
you
the
for the
ship.
inspiration.
I would suggest to like the group, like mentally, like let's like converge with Apura, get like relevant information before we start talking to this captain.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to talk to Apora?
Yeah.
All right.
Make sure
they
Murderbeard's
can,
like in the loop, so he's
Yeah.
not unaware of what's going on.
No problem.
Quick question, guys.
Yeah.
When we were, what was the city that we heard that they invaded?
Niveria.
Niveria,
Niveria.
the capital
Okay.
of.
It's the
Mithril.
capital of Mithlinde.
Got it.
Yeah, we corralled Apura into like a private quarters to talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
They come in there. They wait for you to tell them what you want.
What the hell happened?
What made you leave Naporia?
They say sometime after your departure, the Ignian Armada began sending small scouting parties, such as the one we have just done combat with, to scour the island chains in the area for any potential threats, presumably, that would pursue the Armada or come up from their rear flank. The group in question here was scouring the island chains around Naporia for several days. The Grimm's Folly was hidden as well as could be, but given that it was only a matter of time before they stopped in Naporia's harbor, our presence, as well as the still remaining uncleared wreckage of the sunk Ignian vessel in the harbor, I felt would have been disastrous for Naporia. I made the decision to break from the harbor in the night and allow ourselves to be spotted the following morning, about a half a day's sail from Naporia, as if we were sailing from the other direction. Once they began to make for us, we fled. Our pursuit managed to keep them trailing away from us for 2.5 days of time away from Naporia. It was my thought at the time that that maneuver was the best possible option to protect the people of your nation, Lady Nimue.
It was incredibly smart foresight, that's for sure. Okay. So they've been scouring these islands for a week? 2 days?
They say since shortly after your departure, when the main body of the Armada passed south, heading south by southwest around the Cape of Honor End. These groups, they are not the only one. These small groups are patrolling in ellipticals behind the main body of the Armada, covering their rear flank. I should say that while we are not anyone's favorite among the Empire, I believe their main concern is likely remnants of the Mithlindian Navy still in the region.
What questions should we ask this captain? If he will tell us what the Armada is doing now that we have given him a gesture of good faith, then what else should we ask?
Does that
Like,
not depend
sis-
on your goal?
Well, yes, that's true.
I am unaware of the results of your meetings in the city. Have you come to some decision as to what our next course of action is?
To keep messing with the Armada, essentially.
Find Pendragon.
That's always number one, but after our meeting in the city, our basic task is to keep disrupting the Ignians and the Brotherhood that helps them.
I think we
or,
need
like,
more information before we go after Pendragon.
I know. Doesn't mean I like it.
I think we need to learn more about where the Armada is heading
Yeah.
as a whole.
What were they looking for on Glazon? Did they
That's
find
a-
it?
Yeah, that's a fair question.
And
Like this, what about you? Have any thoughts or questions for this guy?
I mean, all those sound good to me. I worry about Naporia.
Me too.
I mean, what if this was just some kind of play to get our vessel away?
We could ask if
And now
they
we're
have...
Be
now
the
we're 2.5 days
Right.
out.
They wouldn't be the first vessels to try and approach Naporia for the warriors.
We could ask if there is intention for the Armada or any ships to seek harbor at Naporia once again.
Yeah.
Are you Pendragon, Mr. Captain?
Oh, you
um,
found me! Here I am the whole time!
Apora?
Oh no.
Apora, how far
Wait.
are we from Naporia right now? Rough guess from how the running you've been doing.
A straight, we have sailed straight day and night for 2.5 days. I would guess that puts us roughly 200 miles southwest of Naporia.
And my other thought is, though, if we kind of keep doing what we're doing, being pirates, being a thorn in the side of this armada, maybe eventually we'll start garnering the kind of attention that might bring a person like a Pendragon to us.
We could send this captain back with a message for the Armada.
Oh, I
Send
like
us
that. I like that.
Pendragon or we fuck shit.
I look at Apora and Captain because they're the ones who understand how much it takes for like a ship to like do things. Given rough numbers of how many people are on the ship, like Ignians that are left, how much food and water do they need to get back safe-ish to an Ignian port if they're gonna sail straight back?
Let's pull up our map.
I was just thinking that, Brittany. My
Like,
mouth-
just let them live,
Yeah,
but limit
give them
them.
limited supplies. so
Since
they
some
have
people
to-
died on each ship, and
Yeah.
so maybe it's not too much of a drain on like we're still
Yeah.
gonna take a bunch of stuff,
Right.
but we're gonna take up to what would let them get back safely. Is what
Okay,
I'm
let me
thinking.
zoom
That's a fair
in
idea.
a little bit here. So
Oh, that's good.
right now,
I like
there's
that.
Glazow up there. There's Naporia up there. You
Mhm.
guys are sort of in the vicinity here of what's behind my head.
Val, or
The biggest, yeah, so the biggest Ignian port, like, in this area is probably at Valaquilon, which is north by, northwest-ish from you guys. There is, like, a small, you guys know there's a small, like, independent outpost, here at Griftigua, but, like, the main Ignian port in the area is Valaquilon here.
Riptigua. I wonder if there's like a little black dog that lives on that island.
There might be.
Aww.
Yes, Griftigua.
Hmm.
So yeah, Valaquilon, Valsera, and Valmoni are like the 3 major Ignian ports in the Ioliquis archipelago. You guys are like kind of down here a little bit, like you're sort of between the Cape of Honorand here and the island of Agrippa. and you know that the Ignian Armada is like heading south this way somewhere, and you're sort of in this vicinity right now.
So,
I say the deal that we make them after we get our information is that we'll give you enough to get to Valakwan.
Okay.
And you can't
Yeah.
stop at Griftigua or anywhere else, and if somehow we find out that you do, we come back for you. You go to your own port, you go to your own people, you leave the island nations alone. That's the deal in good faith that we're making.
Yeah, that's fair.
and you tell them that we want Pendragon.
Well, yeah.
Yes, and we do that.
Send him
Take
to
a message
us.
back to Pendragon.
I have a question about that, you guys. And
Yeah.
I'm all for getting him. Trust me.
Yeah.
Does no one else remember that the necromancer kind of looked at us like you guys are being idiots by saying that name out loud one too many times?
Well, this is I know, but this
I-
is
mm-mm.
this is us talking like
Yes, but if
me
we...
out of character.
Yeah, but are we actually going to do that?
That's just me being silly.
Okay, because I'm just clarifying because
Midway wants to though.
we can ask him if he knows anything. He's a captain. He's
Are
part
we
of the
gonna-
Armada
Are
crew.
we gonna
no,
ask him
but
if he
we do-
knows?
Because Pendragon's part of the Brotherhood, right?
But they're
Yeah.
closely tied to the Ignians
Yeah.
right now, so...
We could just send a message back to the Brotherhood in general. And not mention Pendragon by name. Nimway's thought is if we mention Pendragon by name, he could come to us.
He
Yeah,
could
it's like
come
you
to
say
us,
Beetlejuice
or
3 times, and
Yeah.
you
he
know.
could come to us, or it could paint a
Ah,
bigger
yes.
target on Naporia, which I don't want to do.
Right, fair.
That is my concern. Like, I'm
Yeah.
all for getting him. We have many reasons, but I
mean,
think...
he's already got a target on Naporia. He's taking in as many lunar warrants
Right.
as he can.
But now that your people have been warned by your father when we first brought him the news...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm of the
Can't be everywhere.
opinion that we should, if we make ourselves a thorn in the side that cannot be ignored, then it doesn't matter whether or not he wants to go after the Naporians, because he knows that we're coming after him, and he would have to, or they, I don't know their gender, they would have to come after us. But I also recognize that saying the name is probably not good.
I don't think we
So-
should keep saying the name. I think that's
So we're not gonna say it to the captain?
Not Pendragon.
I think Brotherhood we can say.
I think
to
we
the
can
captain.
ask him about the Brotherhood connections
Yeah.
and what he knows as well.
Yeah, maybe not Pendragon by name, but like his organization, I guess.
Or the
Okay.
connection. Yeah.
So we're telling him we're giving him enough supplies to get to Val Aliquan,
Mhm.
and then we want to know what the Armada is doing, like where they're going, what they're looking for at Glasgow,
Mhm.
and what he knows about the Brotherhood.
Yeah, and then go from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then let's regroup on a conversation back in the captain's quarters with the captain here. We'll kind of get through this as we're reaching the end of our session. I want you guys to be able to kind of have your conversation with him, and then we'll end there to let you guys mull over before next week. So we're back in the captain's quarters now. You've sort of brought him back here. You've kept your word. You saved a bunch of the sailors from the other ship. He's back in his not comfortable chair.
I'm in
and
his chair.
He's just, waiting for you to ask questions.
I'm not very persuasive, guys. I feel like I shouldn't
Neither
say
am I.
anything.
At this point, unless you guys get into some, deep stuff, you don't need to make persuasions. You struck the bargain with him that if you did this thing for him, he would tell you stuff. So, you can just start asking him questions. I'm not going to make you roll for everything.
What is the Armada looking for at Glasgow?
He says, I have no idea. That is not part of the battle group that I am assigned to.
Does the Armada have intention to visit Naporia?
He says, I am also not aware of any plans that the Armada has for Niporia.
What do you know?
He says, I know the destinations of the two main parts of the battle group that are currently sailing south by southwest from this position.
Start with that.
He says,
Where are they going?
He says, the objective of one part of the battle group containing the flagship of the Armada is to continue south and then west around the Cape of Honoraund and up to the north to blockade the Midlandian port of Austinvale. He says, the secondary part of the battle group is to break off and head southwest towards the island chain that surrounds Mount Iolaquis. They have a secondary mission there that was described to those of us not of sufficient rank as classified information. I do not know what their goal is, I only know that is where they are going.
Yo, guys, that's shady as shit.
So which battle group are you with? The group going to Austinvale or the group going to Mount Iolaquis?
He said, my group, myself and the other ship, were part of the rear guard for the main armada, which at this point should not have split. After this split happened, myself and 4 other ships, one of which you have now sunk, were to follow the part of the battle group heading toward Mount Iolaquis.
Can I do a history check or anything about Mount Iolaquis and just
Is
why
that
would
like
they
a
be
fucking
interested
volcano?
in
Is it a volcano? Are they doing volcano sack? Are they throwing people in there?
do you do your history check?
Oh my god, can I do one too?
Yeah.
I've literally, as soon as he said they were going to the thing with the mountain, I was like,
18.
they're throwing maidens in there.
So Mount
No.
Iolaquis is a like a dormant, dormant volcano. It is essentially like the dormant volcano that long time ago formed the island chain that you guys inhabit, the Iolaquis archipelago. Mount Iolaquis is like a big, massive dormant volcano island with an atoll around it, like several narrow strips. With that 18, you basically know that there are a bunch of goblin and goblinoid tribes that kind of live in that region. You know that is where the origin of the Arakocra people come from. Bird people are from kind of around that region. It is not considered to be part of the sort of 5 Kingdoms, part of the quote unquote civilized world. They don't really have none of the people that live there have connection or established trade or anything like that. It's basically just a bunch of non-developed
Tiny
tribal
nation.
little groups that just sort of live in this island chain down there.
Can I don't know if I can do this, but I will try to have a mind link with this guy and see if I can pick up just base things. I'm not trying to probe him, because I don't think I can, but I'd like to try and gauge what his
Alright, yeah, I mean, I think with them...
Is he being truthful? Is he trying to hide shit?
Yeah, I mean, I think with the mind link, you kind of can read his vibe.
Yeah, I want a vibe check.
And the vibe is that, he is, he doesn't like you guys.
Yeah,
and
fair.
He is basically he gave his word that, he will give you pertinent information that you ask for, you know, if you were to do that thing for him. And, you don't sense anything in him that suggests that he's trying to pull the wool over your eyes. You don't think you don't get the sense from him that his mood is such that he is necessarily offering going to offer anything that he might know that you don't expressly ask him for. He's not in a mood to be
yeah, he's
super
not
helpful.
charitable. Yeah, he's not helpful.
Right.
Okay, got it. I just want to make sure he wasn't
Who's the captain of the Armada's flagship?
He says that would be the High Admiral of the Ignian Armada, Admiral Ilithor Raven.
Spelling, please.
Illithor Rey apostrophe VEN. Illithor Ray Ven.
Is we asking about the Brotherhood?
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
Well,
He doesn't
just
know about
ask,
it.
Ask it anyway.
What do you know
What
about
do-
the Brotherhood?
And their involvement with the Armada. And I
That.
look at him very closely as we say that to see if he has a reaction.
I'm still fact checking.
His reaction is
We
like
all we all make
the
the same face over
Yeah.
top of him.
He kind of like looks at all of you and he goes, "I don't know what it is."
He doesn't
He
know
said-
what they are?
No, he does not
Does
seem
he-
to know what
does-
you mean when you said the Brotherhood.
Is that is he being truthful?
He's
Oh,
not
okay.
up enough.
Make an insight check. Somebody better.
Brotherhood of Artemis, that's what it's called, right? Did I get
Yeah,
it? Yeah, I'll say that.
22.
yeah, he doesn't know.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't mean anything to him.
Too low on the ladder.
So what's the primary goal with the blockade? Is it to secure? Is there infiltration coming from land? What are you guys planning with this whole?
Austin Vale.
He says Niviaria
Yes.
has already been occupied. Austinville is the Mithrinda's major port along the coast. It only makes sense to blockade it to cut off any aid or supplies from them until the conquest can be completed.
What are the other two ships of your form ship roster?
He says I would presume somewhere to the northeast of us, continuing their sweeps of islands. They should be heading in this direction, but as we broke off of our search pattern to pursue your vessel, we are a good day to a day and a half sail south of where we would have otherwise been.
Well, I look at Run. We have an option for you.
Before we give our options, do we have any more questions for him?
I don't
I
think
Too
so.
low level to know what the fuck's going on. He's like,
Yeah. I mean, fair. That's what it's like in any
yeah.
system.
Was there? Could we also like rewind if we need to? If Murderbeard has questions for this guy?
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
So here's what we're gonna do. We are going to give you, or leave you with enough food and water for the men that remain to get to Val Aquilon. You're not to stop in any other port or do anything else. I mean, you probably could, and we might not know for some time, but if we do find out, we will, because we know the name of your ship. Go to the Ignian port. Take your men home. We're not straight murderers like you unless we're attacked. You chased our ship. You put us in danger. You were doing your job, we were doing ours. Let's just leave it at that, okay? We're letting you go.
Tell them to increase the bounty on our head. 1,000 regal each is not nearly enough.
I fully anticipated an increase in our bounty.
Actually, that is a fair ask. You could bring that message back home. Their bounty on us is way too low.
He sort of nods. He says, fine. He says, I will... He says, I appreciate the mercy that you have shown to my sailors. They are merely trying to earn their pay, feed their families.
I think we understand that. We don't want any more death than necessary either. I know that you guys have loyalty and boundment to your countries, but we have loyalty and boundment to each other too. It's just different perspective.
He says, then for the sake of the sailors that I will not be bringing home to their loved ones, I am sorry that our loyalties lie on opposite sides of these events. I will tell you this for free, as you have done more than I might have expected from a group of pirates. I do not know what it is that the battle group that is headed for Mount Iolocus has been tasked with, but I do know what I heard of rumors through the grapevine. Aboard one of the ships in that group which is sailing for Mount Iolocus, there is a special forces group, not part of the Navy, assigned to be ferried by that ship directly by the Emperor. They are led by an individual who, the rumor is on a direct mission for the Emperor himself. The details of it are not known to me, but if I had to take a guess, the entire reason for this splitting of the Armada and sending part of these ships to Mount Iolocus has something to do with this individual and his party. Do with that
Bro,
information
oh my God.
what you will.
Shit. Yo, what if it's Aiden?
I don't know. I should probably say this out loud for stream. I was gonna message Matt, but I didn't want the party to know I was giving him this information because they're like, "Don't do it. Don't tell him anything." Nimue will tell him, Mind Link, your governments are corrupt to its core. They have taken, you may not believe me, but they have taken my people and experimented on them and turned them into monsters. If what you say is true, more of my people may be there. Keep that in mind when you go back to your country and your people. Because if they can do it to my people, they could do it to your own.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, that's pretty good. 17 plus 0, 17!
Okay. He doesn't respond. He's pretty. He's got it locked down pretty tight. He's playing it pretty close to the vest. Through that mind link that you have, you definitely feel.
He probably feels like my hurt and rage as it's coming through. Like,
Yeah, so like that sort
I
of
don't
hits
think
him,
there's
and
a hint of deception on my part. Like, she's being
No.
raw right now.
And I think what you feel kind of back from him is like. It's hard to put your finger on, but I think it's like something about what you have said has like sort of struck a chord of like something that he doesn't. He's like maybe not ready to like look at.
That's
right
all
now.
I need. I just need to plant a seed. I
And
just
he
need
just
to plant
he
a
just
seed.
sort
That's
of
all I
like
need.
stone faced like
Yeah.
like listens to that.
Okay.
So
that's
as you kind of like, I think as we have this exchange and you sort of like plant this, I think like Nimue, you kind of say this to this, this Ignian captain, and he like maintains eye contact with you for a while, like stone face, and eventually like he is the one who like breaks and looks away first.
Okay.
And as he does, like you guys, hear the call from outside from Apora and from Murderbeard, like. The last of the supplies have been moved over from ship to ship. The other crew is like secured. All of your guys are back aboard your own ship, and you are ready to make way. So as you guys like, prepare to leave and go back to your ship, that'll be where we call an end to tonight's session, and we'll handle some of the logistics of like what stuff you got off the ship and all that stuff between sessions for next week. So with that. Unless anybody else has anything last minute here, I will bid us all
I would
adieu.
before I'd exit. Now I'd planned to do this before that happened, and I know Thyxus wouldn't have been able to hear that.
Sure.
But Thyxus would take Jerry's crossbow that he picked up off the deck of the ship, and I would have tossed it onto the table.
Okay.
And I looked at him and said, "Now when you go deliver the news about Jerry to the family, I want you to be thinking in the back of your mind of all those families in Niveria. I just turn around and I walk away.
We just want to plant the seed of like rebellion. Rebellion.
Okay, yeah, you
Yeah,
leave.
he doesn't have to be on the opposite side of us. He could become a pirate right now.
We'll take him
You
in.
leave. You
We'll
leave him
adopt
with his instructions to sail back to Valaquilon with his crippled vessel and his surviving sailors. You get back aboard the Grimm's Folly and you disentangle your ships and make your way southbound. And that is what we're calling in the next session. So, thank you guys for playing with me. Thank you guys at home for joining us, as always. We will be back next week, I believe. I think we've got some. There's a lot of like stuff coming up in the next few months, like weddings and travel and things like that. So like schedule might be a little crazy. But as far as I know, we should be back next week with the with Fool's Errant, and then so on and so forth. With our campaign.
Thanks, chat, for all the rewards tonight.
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
helped us out a
everybody
ton,
in chat
chat.
giving us everything.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. And we will see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Love you. Bye.